Hello again, Guardians, and welcome back to the channel for another Destiny episode. Before we get started, I'd like to first announce I'm giving away 1,000 silver for Destiny or a Destiny emblem away from the Bungie store. All you have to do to enter and to win for this week's giveaway is be subscribed, show your support and like the video, and leave a comment down below in reference to Destiny 2. Alongside all of this though, I'm giving away 3 copies of Destiny, 2 normal copies for any system including PC, or a Destiny 2 the Collector's Edition, also available on any system or PC. So if you want to enter in for any of this, please check the video link down in the description of this video to learn how to enter in for any of those giveaways. Alongside that, enjoy the video. Hello Guardians, it's the beginning of the week, it is Tuesday. We're going over the vendor roles inside of the tower from the best armor to get max tier 12 gear. Alongside that, the best weapons for this week from all of the vendor roles. Before we get into that, we are in the hot seat, so I have to announce the winner of last week's 1,000 silver giveaway and Destiny emblem giveaway, which goes to Sparky Auto Rifle X. Congratulations. All you have to do now is please message me back on my reply to your YouTube channel, and then after that, DM me on Twitter. After that, I will do a third verification with you to prove that you are the owner, in fact, to the YouTube channel, and then I will give you your 1,000 silver or Destiny emblem. To get into this video, we're going to go over Lakshmi first. Now, Lakshmi is going to have a couple fairly decent weapons. She's not going to have as many good weapons as last week, but we do have the whale hand cannon, which will be pretty fun to use. Now, it's got luck in the chamber, it's got small bore, third eye, explosive rounds, lightweight, fast draw IS, quick draw IS, and steady hand IS. I would recommend opting in for the quick draw IS or keeping the steady hand IS, opting in for the explosive rounds, running small bore, lowering the magazine size but increasing the range and stability, and then running luck in the chamber. Lowering the magazine size from small bore will allow that luck in the chamber to proc more often, making this gun pretty decent. Moving onward, we actually have another gun to look at from Lakshmi, which will have to be the Wounded. The Wounded this time around is going to be a pretty decent scout rifle all around. It's going to have crowd control, it's going to have perfect balance, triple tap, high caliber rounds, lightweight, going to have red dot aura, it's going to have focus lens, FLA5, and it's going to have OEG scopes. So from here, I would actually recommend running the crowd control with the triple tap and high caliber rounds. It would actually be a pretty good PvE role or PvP if you want to run it. Next up, we have a few weapons from Dead Orbit, starting off with the Extremophile, which is the auto rifle. It's going to have hidden hand, perfect balance, spray and play, high caliber rounds, and quick draw. It's also going to have the MD reflex, it's going to have quick draw IS, and OEG rifle scope. I'd recommend opting in for the OEG rifle scope, running the high caliber rounds, perfect balance, and then hidden hand. This makes for a pretty decent auto rifle. Next up, we also have from Dead Orbit the Keystone 1. Keystone 1 is going to be an all-around decent scout rifle. It's going to have crowd control, it's going to have small bore, unflinching, explosive rounds, snapshot, focus lens FLA5, OEG, and MD reflex. I'd recommend going for the OEG, running the explosive rounds, and then running small bore and crowd control. Now, it's a sad thing that small bore lowers the magazine size, but it does increase that stability. So for this gun, I would also opt in for possibly using unflinching. Either one will do just fine for the scout rifle though. You might find yourself running out of ammo sooner when you're running the small bore, but if you are running out of ammo too soon, then just switch over to the unflinching. Next up, we also have a fusion rifle that is quite interesting. It's the world's to come. It's going to actually be a pretty decent fusion rifle this week. It's going to have rangefinder, small bore, spray and play, enhanced battery, snapshot. It will have MD reflex, red dot aura 2, and OEG. Now, for this fusion rifle, I would opt in for the rangefinder, the small bore, which doesn't seem to lower the magazine size, which is great, so it increases that range and stability, and then you can use enhanced battery. All around, I actually think this fusion rifle will work very well in PvP. Last up at Dead Orbit, we actually have the Last Ditch having a pretty fun role. It's got full auto, it's got perfect balance, knee pads, hand loaded, lightweight, It's got the smooth ballistics, the accurized ballistics, and the soft ballistics. I'd recommend running the accurized ballistics and then running hand-loaded, knee pads, and full auto, making it a fairly fun shotgun to use inside of PvP. Now, for using this shotgun, I know it doesn't have as much range as most PvP style shotguns out there on the market from all the vendors all over the tower, but all in all, it's still going to be a pretty fun role to use. Vanguard Quartermaster Ronnie has 4 weapons for us to take a look at this week that are going to be pretty decent to, if not fun to use. So we've got the auto rifle, the Continental. This is going to have counterbalance, small bore, appended magazine, rodeo, and danger close. It's going to have red dot aura, it's going to have quick draw IS, and it's going to have OEG rifle scope. And pretty decent roll across the board if you run the top row. Next up after that, we've got the Angel's Advocate Scout Rifle from Ronnie, which is going to have reactive reload, perfect balance, hammer forged, outlaw, and who's next. Then it's going to have red dot aura 2, it's going to have ranged lens, RLS 3, and it's going to have OEG rifle scope. Now, I would recommend running OEG rifle scope, the outlaw, or who's next. Then you can opt in for perfect balance or hammer forged, whether you need more stability or more range, and then you can have reactive reload on any scout rifle, and it runs pretty decently. So all in all, really good scout rifle to use. Moving onward, we've got a shoddy that's going to be fun in PvE situations. This one, the Occam's Razor, is going to have crowd control, reinforced barrel, lightweight, performance bonus, and knee pads, both of which are pretty fun to use. Now, I would recommend running performance bonus, reinforced barrel, and crowd control, and that still makes for a really fun PvE shotgun. Alongside that, running accurized ballistics. Then we've got the final weapon from Ronnie this week, and that's the Bone Crusher machine gun. This is going to run crowd control, hand-laid stock, rifled barrel, which, whether you want stability or range, either perk is available for you. Then you've got Feeding Frenzy and Spray and Play. I'd recommend opting in for the Spray and Play. Then you've got Aggressive Ballistics, or Linear Compensator, or Field Choke. I'd recommend running the Linear Compensator or Aggressive Ballistics. And all in all, these are some pretty decent weapons this week from Ronnie. Our site, the Crucible Quartermaster's, got 3 pretty decent weapons to look at, and then one that's probably going to be for more fun than anything. And we're going to start off with the Scout Rifle, the Hero Formula. This one is going to have Firefly, going to have Braced Frame, Explosive Rounds, Zen Moment, and Mulligan. Alongside that, Red Dot Aura 2. It's going to have Ranged Lens, RLS 3, and it's going to have OEG. I'd actually recommend opting in for the Ranged Lens RLS 3 or the OEG. From there you can use Zen Moment or Mulligan, but I opt in for the Mulligan. And then Braced Frame or Explosive Rounds. I'd recommend Explosive Rounds for PvE and then Firefly for PvE. Now, all in all, if you do run the Firefly Explosive Rounds Zen Moment or Firefly Explosive Rounds Mulligan, both these rolls are going to be really good for PvE, which makes this gun pretty much designed for PvE situations. Moving onward, we also have the Palindrome from this week. The Palindrome is not going to be as decent as previous weeks, but if you didn't buy the previous week Palindromes, which I highly doubt because they were so godly, then we've got Hidden Hand, we've got Reinforced Barrel, which does give you the range buff, but it does decrease stability. Then we've got Lightweight, we've got Triple Tap, and we've got Spray and Play. Then we've got Steady Hand IS, Sure Shot IS, and Quick Draw IS, which I'd run the Sure Shot IS, Triple Tap, Reinforced Barrel, and Hidden Hand, and it still makes for a pretty decent Palindrome to use. And then after that, we've got surprisingly another shotgun this week. The 44 Curtain Call is going to be a pretty decent roll and really fun to use. So we've got the Close and or Personal and the Battle Runner, which are 2 really good PvP perks. Then we've got Rifled Barrel, and we've got Full Auto. We've also got the Flared Magwell, but that's not important. So you'd want to run Full Auto, Rifled Barrel, Battle Runner, or the Close and or Personal. And then you can pick from the Aggressive Ballistics, I would prefer, or just run the Linear Compensator. But all in all, a fun PvP shotgun to pick up this week and use inside of, well, Crucible. And then after that, we've got a surprisingly decent Event Horizon, which is going to have Hidden Hand, which is always great. It's also going to have short gaze, and we can use Army of One or life support. I would recommend life support, and then it's also got quick draw or snapshot. So run hidden hand, snapshot, life support, and short gaze, and it makes for a pretty decent sniper rifle for PvP. Next up is one weapon from New Monarchy being sold by Hideo, and that's the Assembly 2. The Assembly 2 this week is going to have hidden hand, perfect balance, high caliber rounds, and you can opt in for snapshot or hot swap, but I would recommend running the entire top row and then also running the OEG rifle scope. You do have quick draw IS available and reflex, but again, OEG rifle scope, the high caliber rounds, perfect balance, and hidden hand make this gun run in the Necrochasm tier for the rate of fire and the amount of impact, but it increases the stability, and all in all will make it a pretty decent auto rifle to use in PvP, and you could use it in PvE during the Crota's End raid as well in the Abyss section, which will work pretty well there. That's the last weapon for this week, so that's all the top weapons I believe were really good for this week's vendors, so please, any of the weapons that you really enjoyed, put them into a top 5 list and leave a comment down below listing your top 5 weapons. And I'll be putting the top 5 weapons into a later video on the channel this week, hopefully Thursday or Friday. And that will also go credited to the Destiny community for helping me pick the top 5 weapons. Thank you all so much. Now let's move on to the 100% max rolled armor pieces that are available for sale by the vendors this week. So Guardians, moving over to Destiny Item Manager, aka DIM. It's a cool Chrome extension that's really useful in checking out your Guardian's inventory and transferring stuff from your Guardians to a Guardian or from your vault to a Guardian. And alongside that, it allows you to check your record book status and the vendors in the tower. So moving onward to the vendors in the tower and their items, it will also show you the percentage on if it's maxed out to tier 12. So we're going to show you all of the 98 and 100% just in case you need to go and purchase something this week. And it starts off with the Titan Vanguard having a gauntlet for the Titan, which is going to be a max 100% roll of intellect and strength. Then moving over to the Hunter Vanguard, there's the only highest roll there is a 97% helmet. Then moving over to the Warlock Vanguard, we do have a 98% chest piece and a 97% helmet. The chest piece is going to be a 98% at intellect and strength. Then moving further down, we can go to Eris Morn, seeing that there's nothing there for interest. But House Judgment has a 100% Titan mark that's going to have discipline and strength. And there's also a 98% there that is also the exact same roll. So make sure that you purchase the correct one, which is going to be the Devil's Mark, just for anybody that's wondering. Moving further on to Future War Cult. Future War Cult is going to have a 98% boot for the Hunter, which is going to be Intellect and Discipline. And then I do believe there is something else here for interest. And let's see, is there? Yes. The Warlock Bond from Future War Cult is also a 98% of Intellect and Discipline. Then moving further down to Dead Orbit, we have a 100% roll, which is going to be for the Hunter chest piece, and that's intellect and strength. Then we also can move down to New Monarchy, and if the computer would scroll, and we have nothing of interest here except for the highest thing being a 96% roll, so stay away from New Monarchy this week. We have the Crucible running a 98% ghost, which is going to be intellect and discipline. And then moving further down to the Iron Lord's artifacts, we have the Fellwinter artifact, which is obviously going to be 332%, but that's pretty much standard, so the Iron Lord's artifacts aren't anything to get excited about. Then, moving further down, we also have the Speaker. The Speaker will have a Warlock Bond at 100%, which is going to be worth taking a look at, which will have Intellect and Discipline. And as you all know, Intellect and Discipline on my Warlock is my personal favorite. So if you need a 100% rolled Warlock Bond, then definitely go and check out the Speaker. And there you have it, Guardians. That's all of the 100% and 98% rolled armor to get your Guardian to tier 11 or tier 12. I hope this video helped you. That's all of the vendor weapons that are worth taking a look at, and all of the armor. Now remember guys, leave your top 5 weapons listed at the beginning of this video down in the comment section below, and I'll make a top 5 weapons vendor roll for this week. Thursday or Friday, that episode will go up. Thank you all again. Support the video by liking it, leave some comments down below, share it with your friends. Perfect time to subscribe for the channel for daily Destiny content and future Destiny 2 information as it comes out. Soon, May 18th, Destiny 2 gameplay is going to be featured on this channel, so stay tuned for that. And as always, stay violent, be privileged.
Oh, hi. VPG isn't here right now, but I guess you enjoyed the content. So over there is a logo you can click on. That will allow you to subscribe. More content up there, and behind the scenes daily content over here on the vlog channel. There you go. Enjoy!